Yeah, Dana, Tashani, good morning to both of you. So the mayor's office, the NYPD, and a slew of city agencies plan to come out here to Roosevelt Avenue and tackle those quality of life issues head on. We have seen our fair share of police making their way up and down the avenue throughout the morning. So certainly from our viewpoint, an increased police presence. The problem is this operation only lasts, as of right now, up to 90 days. So the question remains, will that be enough time to get Roosevelt Avenue back in order? It's been a problem for years.
Prostitution, people selling illegal drugs.
And now the city is aiming to clean up Roosevelt Avenue by surging police onto the busy Queens thoroughfare filled with brothels, sex trafficking, illegal street vendors, and other quality of life issues.
Manpower is real. 9 lieutenants, 42 sergeants, 176 police officers.
Mayor Adams says Operation Restore Roosevelt is a multi-agency approach. The Department of Buildings will enforce illegal occupancies. The Department of Transportation will crack down on dilapidated dining sheds. The FDNY will identify fire hazards, while the Department of Sanitation will address vendor violations and illegal dumping.
The NYPD will be working to reduce retail theft and the sale of stolen goods. Additionally, removing illegal, unlicensed vendors and illegal vehicles in the surrounding area, which is important to all of you. And also eliminating prostitution.
Everything breaks at the seams, and you feel like you're losing belief. Damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart and goes wrong. When you feel let down and so lost, and it feels like you can't hold on. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong, 'cause sometimes things go wrong, and one day you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong.
Well, here we go again. We've talked before about what's going on Roosevelt Avenue. We happen to be one of the YouTube channels that have been discussing this. We've also had New York's Finest podcast has also discussed this, and also YouTubers that are been on the ground, like NYC Walking Show and many others who have basically videotaped the situations. They've documented what is going on the streets of Roosevelt Avenue, Queens. And here's the most important part. Where's AOC been in all this? Even though with all this with Mayor Eric Adams, Cags Daltrey, and many others that have sat there and said, we're going to take care of this. We're going to clean up these streets on there. And, this is just a photo op. But not even AOC has shown up to any of these press conferences. It's her neighborhood. This is her district. But yet she hasn't shown up, hasn't talked about it. No, she's just kept in Washington, discussing on how she was going to be attacked on J6, that she had to hide under her table, and basically she was nowhere near the Capitol at that time. And this has been debunked many times by many people to that situation, and she continues to talk about that. But yet, her constituents have been screaming for her to do something here, and she hasn't. For those of you out there in Roosevelt Avenue, remember, the elections are around the corner. Remember who you're going to vote for next time around. The person who's been in office all this time, or someone that's going to do the job that they were sent to Washington to do. But now our fearless leader, Governor Hochul, has decided that she's going to send state troopers to clean up the market of sweethearts, as the New York Post has said. You know, where they're basically hookers on the prowl. You have people selling stolen merchandise. You got guys in trucks, in vans, that's selling stuff out there. Cops show up. What do? Close the doors and move on. They're not stopping it. They make arrests, but later on they're let loose. And it's a major situation here. You know, they're going to be back. They could be back in 30 days. They could be back in a couple of hours. They could be back in 30 days, 60, 90. Doesn't matter. They're not taking care of the problem. So let's read into this from the New York Post. Hochul deploys state troopers to NYC Market of Sweethearts to clean up crime-infested block where hookers prowl. Governor Kathy Hochul has deployed the New York State Troopers Tuesday to help the NYPD take control of the sleazy stretch of Jackson Heights, overrun by crime and prostitutes, an area nicknamed the Market of Sweethearts. Troopers were seen gathering with local cops along Roosevelt Avenue near 83rd and 84th Streets, awaiting instructions on specific patrols to clean up what the neighborhood activists decried as a corridor that has become an urban crime zone and home to more brothels than bodegas. Kaz Daltrey, the NYPD Commissioner of Operations, was on the scene indicating the importance of the mission, which came after fed-up local business owners and residents begged for help. Now, understand that I believe Kaz Daltrey is probably going to be made police commissioner, which is a wrong move, which is totally wrong move. Check out, once again, New York's Finest podcast here on YouTube. I'll put the link below. They'll give you a list of reasons why Kaz Daltrey should not be police commissioner. And why this, NYPD, it's just a showpiece. This is not knocking on the NYPD. This is not knocking on the rank and file. But it's those who are in charge right now, all the way up to the mayor's office. And I said this before, it goes all the way up to the governor's mansion, that these situations are not being resolved. It's their issues. Continuing on, civic leaders applauded Hochul for dispatching the state troopers and the NYPD, as well the Adams administration for ratcheting up patrols and enforcement following a number of raids that had little long-term effect, as brothels and illegal vendors would sprout back immediately after they shut down. Yeah, I have footage. Let me tell you something. I have footage out there from one of the other YouTubers, whereas NYPD is in the corner and about a couple of 100 feet down the block a bit, you could see people going in and out of massage parlors and the girls right out in the open. Last week, the Let's Improve Roosevelt Avenue Coalition urged Hochul to send in state troopers, while the New York NYPD's interim commissioner, Tom Donlan, personally visited the notorious Strip over the weekend and promised more resources to fight prostitution and sex trafficking among the plague areas. We appreciate Governor Kathy Hochul, Mayor Eric Adams, Commissioner Tom Donlan, and Deputy Commissioner Kaz Daltrey for assigning more police resources to Roosevelt Avenue, the group said in a statement. The Department Commissioner of Operation Kaz Daltrey was on the scene of Roosevelt Avenue and 84th Street that morning. Democratic leader District Hiram Montserrat, the former state senator and councilman and co-founder of the groups, said he was thankful after observing well over 200 police officers from the NYPD and the NY state troopers. Today's true leadership stood up and began the process of taking Roosevelt Avenue back from the streets, gangs, cartels, human traffickers, streetwalkers, and other criminal operations, Montserrat said. We support our police and the community and looking forward to seeking positive results. He added, we need public safety and quality life return to Jackson Heights, Elmhurst, Corona, and East Elmhurst, and we remain ever vigilant. Raymond Ramirez Baez of the coalition said the group was confident that the community was taking a turn for the better. Our coalition will continue to defend the community and stand up. He said, we're especially grateful to the state of New York that added their resource in confronting the crime wave. The Post has reported the ongoing issues that has troubled Strip, so is this particular channel, where migrant gangs have have had a hand in sex trafficking, selling stolen goods, illegal sidewalk markets. And, the one thing they didn't note there, the illegal identification. In other words, passports, social security numbers, driver's license. Sometimes feet away from the store which the items were taken from. Brothels were even seen located across the street from public schools. Police have continually tried to stamp out the crime here. In January, the NYPD raided and shut down a dozen brothels along the avenue, describing their inhumane conditions. In a September 24-hour brothel dubbed the worst of the worst was padlocked. A state police spokesman said in a statement a number of troopers deployed would fluctuate from day to day. We have troopers assigned to the NYPD, the Queens District Attorney's Office, to address issues on Roosevelt Avenue, which is ongoing, said the state police spokesman, Bo Duffy. There was no immediate comment from the Adams office, the NYPD, or the governor's office. Of course not, because, the question next is, are you making proper arrests? Are you contacting ICE in this situation? The answer to all that is no. No, not at all. All they're doing is scooping up the people, closing it down. They're getting re-released back onto the street. They said, oh, we'll give you help. Let's give you, some SNAP. So, we'll give you a place to, lay your head. We'll give you all this and let them go. No, let me tell you something. And I'm going to be very direct. These girls that have crossed over illegally have been brought here as human trafficking slaves. Do you understand that? They're not here to look for a better life. They're here under the whim of these migrant gangs, the cartels, the CCP. Understand that. This is the thing that's being hidden from the general public as far as information. Is that the true victims here are the people of the United States of America. Yes, you may say to yourself, well, these people are being trafficked and stuff like that. Yeah, that's correct. But nobody is saving them. Nobody is saving them at all. They're being released to their pimps. Same thing happened in the 70s. Cops would pick up the girls, arrested, and then, they're given a slip. That basically, if they get caught again, the cops know that basically, and this was back in the 70s, that they've already arrested them and not to take them in again. They're back with their pimps the next day. If not by that evening. Back at work. You've seen the conditions. You think just because the NYPD raid these places, they'll move down the block for a while. They'll move out of they might move out a couple blocks out of the way or down inside the neighborhoods themselves, which that's been happening as well. That's why when you say that they're near the schools, that's what's happening. They're moving off the main thoroughfare, which is like where the subway is, and going down the block. Nothing's changed. Nothing's going to change. This is the same. This is only a press junket for them. This is only, basically, they're just showing up to the media that, yeah, we're doing something, but you're not doing enough. Yes, they brought in the state troopers. They could bring in the National Guard like they do in the subways, but it's still not enough. Mayor Eric Adams knows with a swipe of a pen, he can call in an emergency and basically put these sanctuary laws in the back pocket and have ICE come in and do the job they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, that's correct. It can be done. We have activists in our committees here, in City Hall, up in the governor's mansion, and it has been for some time now. We need to get these people out. We need to bring back law and order. Because it's not, if you notice, they're handling Roosevelt Avenue, but meanwhile, Times Square you got the Tren de Agua gangs that are in there. Supposedly, there's going to be a task force put together, but that's not going to solve the whole situation. You know, you got the Randall's Island field there, the hotels in the city, and the ones in the Bronx and the outer boroughs that have most of them have been taken over by the gangs. I remember the guys on New York Finest says maybe they should take out the metal detectors that they're using in the subway and put them in the migrant shelter. Maybe that'll curb some of the weapons situation that they're funneling weapons into these migrant shelters. They're basically taking people from those shelters and putting them in the gangs. They're recruiting in these migrant shelters. And that includes children. But they don't care. They don't care. We had that article, the video we did this week, which we talked about, about ACS, that basically child services, that they've dropped the ball and another child is dead, malnourished, 4-year-old child, malnourished, and he's dead. Parents taken in and charged. And what do they have to say about this? What the mayor said about, well, we failed the parents. We should do more for them. What about the children? What about the children? They don't care. They tout themselves as they're trying to protect the children. They say protect the children. But they haven't done squat. Because a lot of the girls that are on Roosevelt Avenue are children. That's correct. They keep taking them in and putting them back out. Remember, Josh Harley. Let me put this video out to you from basically the person handling all the illegal migrant children that are coming in. The amount that they have lost.
These New York Times reports, these stories, the series of stories the New York Times has done on the children who are in your care. Have you read them?
Yes, I have.
Have you read that children are scrubbing dishes? They are operating heavy machinery. They are delivering meals. They are harvesting coffee. They are working construction. They are working as housekeepers. They are working overnight shifts at plants where they are not paid. They are not going to school. They are not cared for. They are not giving meals. Almost all of it illegally. Are you aware of that? That's a yes or no.
Yes.
Do the Know Your Rights presentation help them in those situations?
Senator ORR.
That's a yes or no, I think. Do you really think that you're helping these children by releasing them to labor traffickers and, yes, sex traffickers? 85,000 children whom you have no contact with, and your answer is we gave them a presentation before we turned them over to these people who are exploiting them on a scale not seen in this country for 100 years, a century.
Yes, our own government has lost these children. They try to blame this back on Donald Trump. No, this has been going on during this administration. They've lost all these children. Where are they? They're on the streets of places like in New York, acting as prostitutes, gang members, selling merchandise that basically is stolen. And they say, and they're telling people, and says, well, they need to eat. They need to eat. Well, yeah, they need to eat, but that's not where their money is going to. These people are getting thousands and thousands of dollars on Snap, which I spoke to someone one day, and they got their Snap card cut. For a couple people in their family, they've been cut down to $20. $20. And these people, they're not rich. They're like lower middle class, almost to poor level. And $20 a month. $20 a month. Meanwhile, there's a legal migrant with $1,500 on their card. $1,500. You tell me, who's hungry out there? But this is what is happening. The crime is not going to stop until you start prosecuting, padlocking, putting these people in jail, transferring them back to their country of origin. It may sound that, I don't have a heart to the situation. I do. But the thing about it is that they were brought here illegally to begin with, to work for these gangs. Remember that. They didn't come across because they were told to come here. Yeah, that's right. They were told to come here. They're activists that are out there that are making money, and this is on the U.S. side, that are telling these people to come here, that they'll get a better life to situation. But see, the thing about it is, there is no better life for them. Not under these cartels, these gangs, Tren de Agua, MS-13, CCP. There's not a better life for them under their thumb. They were better off staying where they came from. If they want to come into this country legally, it can be done. But it has to be done legally. I know people that basically they're still waiting for their green card. And this is like 10, 12, 15, 20 years that they're still waiting for their cards to become Americans. To be finally on. I mean, I had a co-worker, her husband, it took 10 years. 10 years to become an American citizen when it could have been done in less than 7. And he was already married to my co-worker for quite some time. Think about that. Think about the next time when you're in the voters booth, who's doing the right job? The ones that are in office now, or the ones that are saying, listen, we're ready to send these people back. Remember that. Think of the crime. Think of what's going on. They're turning this place into a third world country. Yeah, that's right. I said it. They're trying to turn this country into a third world nation. Look at all the people that need the help that are American citizens down south after the hurricane. Are they getting any help? No. The people that are trying to help them are being stonewalled by our own federal government with excuses upon excuses. And they're going to give them $700 just, and it's a loan. It's not even money that they're giving to them that they don't have to pay back. It's a loan. And most people are not even getting approved for it. There are people on the ground right now trying to get in, trying to find the bodies, but FEMA and the federal authorities are not letting them to get into those territories. Why? What do they have to hide? They're doing the same thing they did in Hawaii when they had that massive fire. Doing the same exact thing. Think about it. And comment. Let me know your thoughts about this. Don't forget to hit that like, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I earn your subscription. Because I'll tell you, this is a major issue. As much as you comment below and you say saying, well, people, you have a right to come here. Yeah, come legally. Legally! There is a way. There is a path to citizenship that is legitimate. But people are skipping the lines, skipping to the front. But the thing about it is that they're being used as human trafficking victims. So remember that next time you're in the voters booth. Once again, thank you for clicking on this video. There are thousands of videos you could have clicked on, but you clicked on ours, and we really do appreciate that. So until next time, thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.